Just now to get
Previously on Lost, I mean Yugioh Master Duel
and Mystery Monster. So we're gonna draw. Presumably, hopefully we can just take it and basically call it GG. Or we'll see what happens. If they summon one of this, I'll probably just... Yes! Alright, gang. We're done with this terrible game. No, I'm kidding. I had fun. Did you have fun? It's probably like part 30 or something. We did it! Yay! Thank you. So as you can see from the previous part, I've managed to finally hit Plat 1. So in this video, we're going to go over whether or not it is worth it to play Skystriker in Yugioh Master Duel. Let's get to it. So is it worth it to play Skystriker? In my unbiased opinion, as someone who's been playing this since 2018, of course it is. It's extremely rewarding to play. However, based on the power level of Skystrikers and seeing where they're at compared to other decks in the meta, it's probably the most complicated deck to play because there is no combos aside from making your access code through Celine and Hakla Frybrax. But other than that, it's just relied on the skill and technical know-how of the pilot, because one wrong move and you basically die. So first of all, let's talk about the pros and cons. For first pro, she's a waifu. I know you anime weeb-loving people out there are interested in Yu-Gi-Oh for one thing only, and it's the waifus. Guess what? Rei is bae. She's the best waifu in Yu-Gi-Oh aside from maybe DMG. Can't argue, opinion is correct. Anything else invalid. And another pro, of course, is that it rewards technical play. So if you're a 200 IQ Chad, you're going to love playing Skystriker because you're going to have to outthink and outplay your opponent, knowing all the little rulings and interactions that the cards and cards themselves do. Finally, it's going to teach you about fundamentals of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want to get good at Yu-Gi-Oh! The first deck you should probably play is Skystriker because it teaches you about card advantage, which is basically the more cards you have, the better chance you're going to have of winning, baby. And finally, one last pro is that you don't need to learn any combos. Who needs to learn how to summon this, summon that, all that stupid things? Just activate, engage, and win. So now let's quickly take a look at some of the big cons regarding Skystriker. So of course, one con is that Rei is a waifu. Cringe, anime loving. Next con is that it is extremely difficult to play, because you need to learn how to and when to, and where to use your Skystriker cards. Remember that engage isn't always going to save you. You need to know when to use your Widow Anchor, when to afterburner, when to search this, search that, what to send with Hayate. Ha! So big brain. Of course, your deck is basically reliant onto spell cards, so a opponent flipping Imperial Order is basically GG unless you got that Cosmic or maybe can add it with a Phoenix, but of course, they're always going to have that Judgment or Skill Drain. And finally, biggest con, look at how expensive them things are. Your entire deck is basically full of a bunch of ultra rare, mostly because of hand traps and staples, which is kind of a, you're going to use them with other decks, so it might be a long-term investment after all. So now I'll probably show some highlights of Skystriker matches in the past season. As you can see, I probably did have to outplay and play out of my mind, especially against the meta like Dry Turn, Tri Brigade, and Eldritch. Eldritch is probably your worst matchup. So if they have the Imperial Order, it's basically GG. Another con probably is that you don't get Rei, you basically lose. How do we do this? How do we do this? What do we do? What do we do, gang? We do a Rei. Okay, so maybe it's possible. What is priority number one in Striker? You always want to have a Rei on build at all times, right? So what do? We just Lightning Storm first and get rid of the Masquerena? Do we Pot Desires first and just get that negated? Right? No? We don't do that, right? We need to play through 3 negates, so we have maybe 3 forms of interruption or interaction, so we'll see what happens. Of course, Lightning Storm first, see what they do. Of course they're gonna negate that. Dryden always does that. Thinks you can play through all negates. Yep, there's one. Alright. Boom. Cool. There's 2. I know it's terrible. We have to play. What, they have the Ash. Okay. Oh, we're so lucky, right? We're so lucky. Okay, we banished multi-roll, maxi. Another engage. Both are Widow Anchors, so that's not good. But you know, whatever. We have no choice, right? And basically nothing else I think super important. We have our Veilers. We already used 2, so we can potentially access code if we get lucky. And I don't know. I think that's why I like Desires a lot more than Prosperity. Because if I had Prosperity in this situation, I think it would have been screwed, right? Because you get to add 2 cards now, so it can be lucky. Who knows? So you're gonna Ashes, of course. Got the call by. That's gonna force out a negate. There you go. So now we're down to 1 card. one card. Remember, it was all about lines of play. Your decision matters, right? So luckily they had the call by. So we're gonna summon. This is the point where I think he should have. So, in the end, is it worth it to play Skystriker in Yugioh Master Duel? Yeah, of course, duh.